What's going on, guys? Welcome to a new updated meta defense in college football 25. As we get closer towards Madden 25, we did find a defense that it seems like a lot of the pros are going over to. So I want to talk about it. You'll see me use it on stream, twitch.tv/ProblemWright. And let's jump right into it. So it's out of the 3-4 formation, 3-4 odd. And what you're going to do is scroll down one time and you're going to see pinch buck O or pitch buck 0. It's going to be a cover 0 look. As you can tell, similar to your other cover 0 that we talked about in the last video, this is the same sort of thing. It's a send 6, get in your face type defense. I personally don't like pressing. Like I told you guys, pressing in this game seems to be pretty rough overall. So I would advise not to press. But basically, you're going to see the blitz and linebacker. He comes down to the line of scrimmage already. All you need to do is shift your D-line outside, and then you're going to hover with this linebacker. Now, there's a couple different spots. I like crashing down as well. You'll see what the angles look like here. There's a couple different spots you can mess around with. I feel like it's formation based, what your opponent's doing, where the running back is, how you want to where you want to stand. Like running back on the right side, I personally would stand somewhere in here, either in the B gap on the running back side or right over the right guard. So that's going to be up to you to decide based on formations, in my opinion, where you would like to stand. And like I said, basically it's a 6-man pressure blitz. You'll see right here, didn't block the running back, so I obviously wanted to show you guys what the pressure looked like if we were to get a 5-on-6 and we were able to get 2 guys free. All right, so you see them coming from the edge and then untouched in the B gap on the left side. All right, so we're able to get to the quarterback. Now again, this defense, similar to the last defense I showed you, you got to get creative with your coverages, right? So again, I'm constantly watching these pros play and even my own ideas on what I like to do defensively. Like there's times where I'm going to send 6 and my defense is going to look something like this. Like maybe the ball's on the 20 and it's a little bit closer to the end zone, so it's less likely we're going to get beat over the top of the streak. But if you know you're going to get pressure home, right? There's sometimes where you want your guys to play really close to the first down marker. You don't want them. You don't need a deep zone out there. You know what I'm saying? So like you're waiting for these guys to make a quick throw, and you have guys that are not going to back up. Their first step's not going to be backwards. They're just going to wait for routes like this. Like he jumped right underneath that, and then on this side he's playing low. He didn't go backwards. You don't want him to go back. This is a very aggressive defense, but these are the type of adjustments that you're going to have to decide on making. All right, so again, spread your line, crash them down, and then you're going to hover. Defensively, as far as like your assignments go, you can play aggressive as far as, like I said, with those clouds and hooks if you want to do something like that. You can cross man if you think that your opponent's going to run some drags. You can do something like that. Cloud up the outside as well if you think they're going to be doing out routes or something to the outside. This is all up for you guys to decide. You can also change it to like a cover 3 look if you want to. Something like this. If you go cover 3, you can also press if you'd like, bring the safeties down, and then you can individually back up the cornerbacks. Again, this brings your safeties closer to the line. It also brings your cornerbacks up. And again, streaks run by zone and man when they're pressed. Yeah, you can cover over the top, but if they're ultimately if the receiver is faster than the DB, he's gonna have an advantage every time as far as like the press goes. So just tread lightly when you're running press. That may be something that gives you a lot of problems if you press and they're running streaks. So I wouldn't do that purple adjustment, but maybe something like this would be fine. Maybe again, you think his inside guys are going to be on crossers or slants, drags, something like that. You can cross man, and I'll show you how they guard it. If let's just say they do run some sort of like crossers, you'll see the DBs, they guard it pretty well. Like, yeah, when they get to him, they pass him, but it looks like they're gonna, for the split second that you need to confuse the quarterback, you'll accomplish just that by them being in crossman. Like, look how far the guy on the right shoots down and waits for this drag. Like right here, it looks like they're both bagged, and by that time, like it's kind of late. Like, look at the pressure in his face. Yeah, he could still make the read, but there's 4 guys free at this time. So, you know, it's tough, right? So again, get creative with your defense. The blitz is just one part of it. Again, sometimes you may think it's gonna be a big, you know, down where he's blocking 7. So like you got to read where he's blocking his running back, right? And then he's starting to motion over his slot receiver to block as well. You may want to go just straight coverage, only a 4-man pressure. And that, when you do something like that and call that type of defense against a max protect, you're going to have the clear-cut advantage because you're only blitzing 4. You have 7 in coverage, including your user, and they only have 3 targets out there, right? And typically one of them is like a super deep route, and then the other 2 are like crossers or a deep dig, a deep out, something like that, post. Maybe they're trying to set up a 1-play touchdown if they can max protect. So it's part of the mind game, right? Something that you guys are going to have to work on and figure out for yourselves as far as like what your opponent's doing, right? Because every opponent should be handled differently. What works against your current opponent may not work against the next one. You know, he may be taking off with his quarterback, so I may want to spy one of my ends. I may want to throw a contain out there if he likes to roll left. That is where the chess game comes into play, and that's what makes the difference on if you're going to get a stop a lot of the times. Like and I tell people all the time, it's so easy to copy a base defense. It's the adjustments after the base defense that's going to get you stops and win you games. Anybody can copy the initial setup, right? The spread the line, crash them down, hover. But if you can't adjust on 3rd and 10 when you know your opponent is max protect and he's going to possibly pick up your blitz, and you're not doing anything to attempt to counter him, you're just gonna be a robot on defense, and you don't want to be a robot because that's when that's where you're gonna find out like the difference between somebody that just strictly copies the defense and then somebody that excels after copying base defense. They can make it their own in a sense and adjust to their opponents individually. So always think about the next step as far as adjusting and trying to take away what your opponent's strengths are, right? If he's attacking the flats a lot, instead of purples, shade down and turn them to hard flats, right? Like if he's throwing zigs in the slots because he knows they beat man, hard flat, simple. All right, if you see a zig on the right side, switch stick over there. Make adjustments defensively. Try to stay a step ahead. You're going to have a lot of success. Hope you guys enjoy this new look defense. It is what I think is going to be the meta on college football as we get ready to jump into the Madden 25 season. I'm so excited. Hope you guys are ready for the ride. It's going to be amazing. See you guys on tomorrow's first ever Madden 25 gameplay video from me. Hope to see you there. Peace.